Uh, Today was a bit of a hit and miss. We played young boys against the young boys so Rob can see what he's working with. Savage is proud of his youngest kid. Come a long way from a dummy and a bib. But if I say that we played well, that's a fib. If I say that we played well, that's a fib. Today was a bit of a hit and miss. We played young boys against the young boys so Rob can see what he's working with. Savage is proud of his youngest kid. Come a long way from a dummy and a bib. But if I say that we played well, that's a fib. If I say that we played well, that's a fib. Woo!
Yo, this is the OT99 Banter, where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Films, and I'm joined today by Edwin and NK. And today we are going to talk about the Champions League game. That was quite interesting, must I say, because we saw a lineup that was, full of youth, tons of youth. Do you know what I mean? And it was an opportunity for these guys to express themselves, to sort of to showcase their case as to why they should be in the starting 11. So we're going to get into it. We're going to dissect the game. So guys, look, let me start off with the lineup, man. We all knew, we can kind of expect that it was going to be wholesale changes. Manchester United's already qualified for the Champions League. And what we was expecting is Manchester United to heavily rotate because we're going to try and rest guys for the upcoming game, Norwich, whatever, in the Premier League. But what I didn't expect is for this many wholesale changes. I expected, a few, but I didn't expect this many wholesale changes. So guys, Edwin, how did you feel, when you saw that lineup? What was your first thoughts when you saw that lineup?
I was happy because it's a win-win, isn't it? Like, number one, okay, you fielded a young team, right? It's a win-win in terms of, like, if they had lost or a draw, is that they're a young team that haven't probably played the Champions League, give a few people debut some minutes, but it's a win on the terms of what I like about what he's doing. He's giving everyone a chance to prove themselves because obviously he hasn't had a preseason.
Yeah.
So he's actually giving people a chance to actually play, get some minutes and see whether they can actually hack maybe the way he plays and what they could do. So for me, I was just like, if you're going to make changes, change like this. Don't do what they usually do where they bring in one or two players. Might as well just change the whole team, give people some time. So yeah, like.
But weren't you worried though, because like of us finishing, not winning this game, losing this game, not finishing first in the group? And
we finished first, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we already confirmed first already before the game.
But how about you, NK? Weren't you worried? Like, okay, do you know what? You saw the lineup thinking, if we don't win, is there any element of like, I'm worried, like, especially when they equalize, thinking, if we don't top the group, who could we potentially be playing?
No, but firms, NK said that it was already confirmed that we were first before the game.
No, I think it was. Oh, so what is there any way that we could have finished second?
No, we were already group winners. Regardless of even if we lost 10, we're already group winners.
Oh, but so we had 10 points. So so what is the gap? Because I thought it was like 10 and then 7.
Nah, the gap is 10 and then 7. Yeah. But because we got better head-to-head, we're always going to finish as group winners.
I see.
Yeah, no matter if Villarreal won or not, we're always going to finish as group winners.
I see. Oh,
yeah, so the Villarreal finished on. So even if we had lost, that would have been 10 points, and Villarreal would have been on.
I think 10 points. I'm not sure if it's. Yeah, I think Villarreal. I think it was Villarreal.
Did they win today, Villarreal?
Nah, it got postponed. Snow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I see them taking
but the qualification was already guaranteed. We're already guaranteed as kind of like a group winners anyway. So I think it was just one of those ones where you just kind of like just giving players who might probably not see play Man United pitch a game for them until who knows, man. Just some game time, really. That's all it was, to be honest with you. But I was excited to see some youth team inside it. I was really excited.
NK, let's go through it then. Let's pick off these players then. Let's go through the players.
I was about to say we should do a hit and miss. Go through who played
Let's do that then. So look, let's start off with the goalkeeper then, because we saw a couple of goalkeepers today, which is interesting. We can make 5 substitutions, and one of those substitutions was the goalkeeper, right? So let's start off with my man, your English boy, Dean Henderson. The national in the making, number 1. Look, how did you rate his performance, NK? Like, in how many minutes did he get? What?
He played 60 minutes. 60 minutes, yeah.
68.
68, yeah. How did you rate his performances? Because I know he made, certain key saves, but at certain times it will, you know. Let me hear your viewpoint and what you.
Yeah, I mean, what do you call it?
First of all, is it a hit or is it a miss? And then explain.
I think it was a hit. I think it was a hit. And it was a hit just based on look. Let's just say right now, yeah, De Gea, for example, he's in a great form. But I told you last week when we done it is that even though De Gea was quiet, one of the things kind of like going forward is United are going to play a very high line of the pitch. And we're going to need our goalkeepers to be sweepers, you know. When the ball goes in behind the defenders, that sometimes they might not be like second favorite to win it. You expect your goalkeeper to come up to do that. And today, I think he done it on 2 or 3 occasions like that. And I was happy about that. So, yes, you're going to have to do the save too. But I feel like going forward, the sweeper goalkeeper is going to be something that's very important. I think De Gea don't have that in his game. He needs to learn that. And if it's something that Henderson is better than that compared to De Gea, I don't see why he probably, like maybe, not even this season, but next season, go ahead of him because obviously he can more sweep. Because when it comes to save, I think both of them are equally kind of like good, you know. So the sweeper might just change something there. But it was a hit, to be honest. I like him kind of like coming off his line to kind of like sweep over. I like that for me.
Edwin, what's your thoughts on Dean Henderson? Is he a hit or miss?
I would say that he's a hit, but you know what? I've realized that the reason why he's behind the gear is that he needs to work on his distribution. His distribution is quite poor. And for the team, like NK was saying, we need like a sweeper goalkeeper. You can tell, right? I think he's like most British goalkeepers. He'll be a good shot stopper, but you can see when he's got the ball at his feet or he's about to distribute it, he looks so nervous. It's like he hesitates, and if he gets the right coaching and works on that, he will improve so much. But that's going to be a problem for him, and especially the way football's played now, your goalkeeper has to be comfortable on the ball.
100%, especially as we like to play out from the back as well.
Yeah. So I'll just say it's hard to say he's a miss because he didn't do anything to put, you know what I mean, anything bad. But I just say, just for future reference, he just needs to work on his distribution.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think it was a hit as well. I think he made some fine saves in the game, match-winning saves. You know, even though we didn't win the game, but I think he gave a good account of himself. I feel like he can leave that pitch thinking, you know, I gave a good 60, 70 minutes, showed what I'm capable of, you know, of. But as you said, there's stuff to improve, and I think that there's where you've got pros of Dean Henderson, like everyone knows, you know, he's commanding, he's vocal. You know, he's very he's nimble as well. Sweeper keeper. He's got the good instincts, reactions. With distribution and things along those lines, and nervousness and stuff. And maybe that might come down with getting more games. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it might come down to better coaches managing him. I don't know, but yeah, I'll still give him a hit, man. But David De Gea for me is right about now is the guy that should be.
He's number one.
Yeah. How about let's go to Wan-Bissaka, man. NK, hit or miss?
It was a hit. It was a hit, and it wasn't a hit because of that. It was a good thing. It was a hit because now we know that Wan-Bissaka ain't the guy no more. That's why it was a hit. It means that he is not the guy no more.
Do it properly,
you know.
Bro.
So I'm not even gonna say it was a hit because he's not the guy no more. Bro, today he was poor. He was very, very, very poor. Nah, he was poor.
Do you know what? No, I'll go.
Yeah, because look, after seeing Delors play the way he played and Ranić on the first game, we play very narrow, and we need our fullbacks to be the outlet of our attacking to give us width, you know. And his runs forward was very poor, you know, and even defensively too, he was very poor. And going forward, yeah, one thing that you're gonna associate with United fullbacks is that we're gonna need their attacking input a lot. They are gonna be one of our attacking threats.
They're the key.
And he's just not a guy, bro. I don't know. Like attacking wise, he was very poor. On the ball, he's so uncomfortable getting the ball, you know, and even defending too. Anytime, like today, yeah, the amount of time he got caught out of position, yeah, was ridiculous. I see them guys hitting us on the counter, yeah, and he was like in the middle, like as a center back, and you can see the right hand side, yeah, they have so much space to explode there. I'm thinking, what's this guy doing there?
You know what? Yeah, that hasn't, for me, that what you're saying there, that observation hasn't really changed much. You know, he's been doing that. The only difference I'm seeing is like before, his recovery used to be great. He used to track back slide, clamp, take the ball. Nowadays, he's more like, you know, well, you know,
no,
what we've been experiencing, he's like jogging, and then
there's something in his body language, that I just don't like. I feel like I think only overplaying him all the time and making him like untouchable when he wasn't playing well affected him. I think it affected him. You know, for a young player who just came to United not long ago, if you keep on playing him without giving him competition, I think it just kind of like got to his head that long. No matter how I do, I'm still going to be in the team. So he hasn't really developed in the last, a few weeks. And you know what? I think right now, as of now, he is no longer United, first choice right back. Even for the goal, Van der Beek was trying to play a 1-2 for him, but he lost concentration, Wan-Bissaka. I mean, you can say it was Van der Beek's fault, but then he should have reacted. He just stood there like he wasn't expecting no pass to come to him. You know, and as a player, you always should be aware that you can get the ball, you know. So I think for that, he just got a lot of work coming back into the team. And if he doesn't fix up, I'll tell you what, next season, when, that guy on loan at Swansea, the youth guy too, if he come back, I see him even taking our Wan-Bissaka's spot. There is no way he get back into the team unless Delo is injured. There is no way he get back into the team.
Edwin, you heard NK. What's your thoughts? Hit or miss?
I'll keep it short, but I would say it's a miss. NK covered a lot. Do you know what it is? There's something about him, like he's not. Do you know what? Even though we said that, okay, he's not good attacking, like what NK said, he had this rawness about him. You know the rawness where, like a bit like Bailly, where they'll go in for everything. Like you couldn't beat him, even if you knew he wasn't good at attacking. You couldn't destroy him 1-on-1 because he will either his tackling was on point, but he just doesn't seem bothered. Like even the way he walks around, like there was a point where he had a cross and he had time to cross it, and he's like he never really beats the first or second man. Like and this is the problem. At least with the lot, like he showed progression and he shows the hunger. Like Wan-Bissaka, like you said, is too comfortable. So I think it was a miss because he just didn't have a good game.
Interesting, because Wan-Bissaka used to be a winger, so you would, you know what I mean, if you're going by his previous CV, you'll be thinking this guy should be the, you know what I mean, he should be the guy.
And the thing is with me, I think he was over trying, like he was over dribbling. There's times where he's in the right back position and he's trying to dribble past two guys and he loses the ball.
But he always does that though. He just too slow. His feet movements are very too slow. So anytime you get a ball, it's like he has to shift, and even when he shifts, it's like when you watch him, it's like you're watching slow motion, man. Like watching slow motion.
Let's move on from Wan-Bissaka because we could be on that topic all day, bro.
Okay. For you, hit or miss? Just keep it short.
It's a miss. It's a miss. He didn't do enough. He didn't do enough to state why he should be starting over Delo. Delo set a standard. He's got to beat or even match that standard. He didn't come close today. So, you know what I mean? It's a miss for me. But let's move on. So, Eric Bailly.
Hey, let me start. This
guy's just happy that Maguire's not there. Look at him.
No. Do you know what it is, No. Do you know what? It's a hit, But this is what I'm saying, and I'm going to bring Maguire's name, and this is not even disrespect. It shows the difference of levels, you know what I mean? Because Bailly, what I like about Bailly is one mistake doesn't become 2, 3, or 4. With Maguire, it becomes 4, 5, and 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
With him, he made that one mistake where he tried to dribble, but he's the reason we didn't concede a lot. Do you know how many blocks he got in? Like, there was even a time when Matic lost the ball, like, and we got attacked. You could just see him. He was jogging slow, then he ran in quickly. Like, he knows his positioning.
His covering is amazing. I see him covering, clamping left back. I see him making last-ditch challenges where he stuck his leg out, There was a mad deflection, whatever. Kind of lucky, but the ball, bounced out.
That's the time when, he blocked it, then they shot, and he kind of stuck his leg out and it went over.
Yeah.
But what I liked about him as well, and the thing is, I feel like how do you say the new manager's name? Is Rangnick, right?
Ralph Rangnick, yeah.
Rangnick, I think he's a defender that he needs because he's got that energy Rangnick likes in his teams. And with Bailly, it don't look like he gets tired. And what I like about him, he speaks as well. Like he'll tell people, "What are you doing? Go here, do this." So I think he had a good game, and I think just because of his injuries and just because of the way he's been treated, I think he's just been an unfortunate victim of not being started. And it's probably when you look at it, on paper, is probably our best defender, really.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see if Ralph Ragnick appreciates his performance and plays in against Norwich.
Because technically, if we're playing that high intensity football, and if you saw everyone pushes forward quite a bit, if we are playing better teams at heads and counters, we really need to play him and Varane. Two fast defenders. We can't, in the new formation we have, we can't afford to have defenders that will get burnt.
We'll get onto that because obviously, that's a good point though. But you know, there's Lindelof there. He's not put a foot wrong under Ralph Ragnick yet, so we have to just wait and see how it plays out. But I know what you mean. If I had to choose,
it's a Varane and Bailly, man.
Facts.
And then Lindelof next, but I think you can chill.
NK, let's keep it.
It was a hit. It was a hit, but the only thing I feel for Eric. I really feel for him because right now, Rafael Varane, as you know, he's a top one. When he's fit, he actually starts because obviously we've seen what we've seen in the last few games. He kind of like go ahead with him. Lindelof too, in the last few games too, he's been playing very, very well too. And the thing is, when someone is playing well, you just don't take them out of the team just like that too. I mean, Eric has been, Baye, they've taken out a few times too, but going to Norwich, I don't see him there. So right now, if you look at it, maybe as time goes on, he will work his way into the team and maybe be a good partnership to Rafael Varane. But because Harry Maguire is a club captain, it's just very, very hard to see
complicates
like Baye getting ahead of him. And the way now we're gonna play too, we're gonna defend less. And I feel the less we defend, the more Maguire too is gonna be comfortable, enough to kind of like keep his place in the team if he's playing with Rafael Varane. So I think, I don't know, Baye, no matter what happens, is still gonna end up being a squad player. And unless it's an injury, I don't really see him becoming like the number one centre back with Varane or anyone else, to be honest.
Good evaluation, good assessment, man. I think I agree with that as well. Makes a lot of sense. You already know, hit for me, Bayo's a hit for all the reasons that we mentioned. So hopefully, you know, he gets more opportunities, let's just say, under Ralph Ragnick. So let's move on now to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's the guy that got an assist today. He's a guy that had a...
What about Matic? Is it Matic?
Did I miss Matic? Oh, snap. Let's go on to Matic then. Matic playing centre-back, which is a bit different. We haven't seen him play centre-back for Manchester United probably in a minute. Maybe since Mourinho. I don't know if he's played centre-back for Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer anyway. But what's your assessments of him?
Bro, let's just skip Matic and just say like it was rubbish. It was a miss. It was a rubbish. He's not a centre back. He's not supposed to play there. He ain't gonna play there. It was just a mess. He was just he just played it because we didn't have what to cover there. But I ain't gonna waste my time on that.
Edwin.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think it was a miss here, but even though he's not positioned, it was just. For him to be captain, right, and for him to be a mature, like he was doing dumb things. You remember that one time where he just stood on the ball and he just gave it away for no reason?
He was just doing some dumb stuff, bro. Like he locked the ball in the air. What you doing?
Is it because he's playing centre back though? Is it his fault or is it just a poor performance?
Look, the way he played in centre back today, yeah. If you put him in the middle, that's the kind of mistake he's gonna do in the middle. And unfortunately, you do. Look, he doesn't have a future in this thing, whether it's in defense or centre mid. Let's just put it that way. He just don't have a thing. I expect him next summer to move on because the way we play with that intensity, yeah, he's not a guy. He's just not a guy, man. So with him, I don't know. Come summertime, I'll be surprised if he's still at the club. I would really be surprised if he's still at the club.
Matic, yeah.
I swear down, sometimes, yeah, you look at players and you're like, are they like being upheld by like mobsters? Like, because sometimes some performances, like they can't be this bad because he was with him. It's like they were like, oh yeah, we've made a bet on the amount of times you could lose the ball, and like, it looked like he was doing stuff on purpose. Like even when NK said when he booted the ball in the air, you're like, what are you doing?
Mad still. All right, let's move on from Matic. Let's go on to Luke Shaw.
Look, Shaw, yeah. It's one player. I said today, if anybody today, yeah, was a candidate of kind of like making it to the starting 11 against Norwich, it would have been Luke Shaw because obviously he's coming back from injury. But you know what? I fear for Luke Shaw going forward. You know, especially with the new kind of like system that we're gonna play. Yes, he's a good defender and everything, but you know what? Mourinho says something there that there was a time when Luke Shaw played very good, yeah, and Mourinho said that it was his body but it was my mind. I think like he was coaching him in terms of like every single thing that he should supposed to do. And I feel like Luke Shaw kind of like lacked that today. He just didn't know when to run, when not to run. He was just all over the place. And I even read on Twitter that the manager, one of the journalists was saying that the manager kept on coaching him from the sideline, telling him to keep on like pushing up. You know, when you watch Tellers, for example, against Crystal Palace, they knew when to pick up their run, both fullback. They knew when to go, when not to go, and everything. And yeah, Luke Shaw, I don't know. He just gonna have to work on the brain side of it, you know, the decision side, when to go, when not to go. And even the cross, I mean, you can say he got assist, but to me, it was a poor cross. It was never aiming for what they call a Greenwood. Greenwood just made a better of the situations. But against Norwich, he don't get into the team. And he's he's gonna get game chance. He's gonna get rotation in and out of the team. But as going forward, is he gonna get that luxury where he play every single game untouched? No a chance.
I would say I give him the benefit of the doubt that he's been at the team for a while, right? So he did look off a little bit. So maybe I would say a miss, but I do think the cross was legit.
No,
he was aiming for Lingard, mate. He was aiming for Lingard. Well, when the player do what do you call it, a kick like that, because Greenwood was here, he has to turn and then kick it, which means the cross was behind him, and then he had to turn. Well, no, it was not legit, man. Get out of here, man. I would get off this channel right now, but legit.
Look, the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter, Luke Shaw's come back from injury fresh, right? He had a really decent performance. Not to say like he done everything right. Don't get me wrong, but he had a decent performance. It's not like to say I will be worried, right, if Luke Shaw was to be starting against Norwich and Tellers was to be holding bench. Do you understand? It won't even be like, oh, I'm bothered. I'll be still expecting us to go out, smoke, get the victory, potentially keep a clean sheet. And what we did see is Luke Shaw, at times he didn't seize the opportunity and bomb forward as we would have liked him to bomb forward as often like Tellers and Dullo do, where they're fully attacking sort of fullbacks. What we did see is him seize the opportunity to get forward, whipping across, and it was in the area. It was in the area where players can attack it, right? And what we did see is Greenwood obviously use his initiative, position his body in a way, because it wasn't directly at it wasn't like in front of him where he can head the ball in or anything like that. He had to use initiative, position his body in a way. He's got the ability to do that, you know, catch it on the overhead and then get it at the top corner. And I must say, like, Greenwood, sorry, he's a natural born scorer, killer instinct type stuff. But you know what I mean? I'll get onto him in a second. But yeah, for me, I'll give it a hit, man. I'll give Luke Shaw a hit. Look, let's move on. Let's get onto the midfield. So we've got let's go on to Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek was a big day for him, big game for him. You know, Man United fan base love him. He's a fan favorite. We want to see him do well. What was your views on his performance today? Was he a hit or was he a miss?
He was. I would say a hit, but he's still gone. I only say hey because he hasn't played for a very long time too, and it was his first time playing in some time now to like starting, and I felt like he wanted to kind of like impress the manager too, but it just didn't help in the fact that he had to play next to Matic. It just didn't help him that he had to play with Matic too. So everything in the middle was going through him.
You know, he played next to Mata.
Sorry. He played next to Mata. Yeah, he played next to Mata. But the thing is, everything like. One thing I like about him today was a bit of like his distribution. When he had the ball, his forward passing was very kind of like good. I enjoy that. Defensively, you can see why he doesn't get into the team, because defensively, he still needs to work, have a lot of things to kind of like work on too, you know? And I think for now, he's still going to hold bench. But as time goes on, maybe with training and as he get used to the system, maybe slowly, he will work his way back there. But there was signs of encouragement to say, hey, you know what? If you are, say, maybe drawing 1-1 and you want someone to come and win you a game with kind of like forward passing, he will probably be good. But defensively, he's still got a lot to work on his game because his tackling and his pressing were just not good enough.
It's a hit from NK, but kind of confused you, sounding like a miss by the time he finished off his analysis of Donny van der Beek. Edwin, what was your viewpoint on Donny? Was he a hit? Was he a miss? And why?
It's hard, man, because I don't think it was a hit, but I think it's harsh to say he's a miss. You know what I mean?
Just the performance that you saw today. But
I would say a miss, yeah. Just because I know what he's capable of, and but you know what? It's hard. You know what? NK made a good point, and I was going to say as well. It's hard because you're playing like with Van der Beek. The good thing about him, he brings calm in that midfield. He's not erratic. He doesn't do anything too crazy.
Yeah.
But you can't pair him up with Mata. It just doesn't work because they're, you know what I mean? Like for him to do well, he'll need someone that just is relaxed. You know what I mean? A bit more defensively, but. Do you know what? I'll just say a hit. You know, with who he was playing against, what he done. But then he did give away the ball for the goal.
He's trying to be a bit too cute. Let's speed it up, guys.
I'll just say miss. I'll say miss on this occasion, but the potential to do really well going forward.
I would say that it was a miss as well. I agree. I'll say it's a miss. I just feel like Donny van der Beek, out of all the players, is the one guy that has been given a clean slate. He's gone through a tough time, been given a clean slate. It's his opportunity to seize the day. And you know what I mean? He's going to have probably more opportunities to do that. By any means, I'm not saying that he's, finished or anything like that, but I just felt like today he could have done more. Like we look at the guy that he was partnered with, and let's get onto him now with Mata. We saw that he had, in my opinion, had a really good game. Really good game. I saw him. He was there and about. He was linking up Mata. It was linking up, played well, passing distribution well, getting forward at times. And I personally thought he was a hit. And yeah, defensively, like he's not even that good, but it didn't make me think.
But let's be honest, yeah, he's not a defensive player. He's never been.
He's not. None of them. The thing is, right?
He never should be playing that deep.
Donny van der Beek said with his own mouth, right? He's a 6. He can do 6, 8, or 10. He said it with his own mouth. So for me, it's just like, okay, look, you're saying it. Let's put you to the test. And for me, it's just like, Bruno's there. You're going to be competing with Pogba potentially. I don't even know. You got to find a way to in this team, wherever you're placed, and you're self-proclaiming saying you can play there. You need to be shining when you get your opportunity, because in this team, you just saw now. Look how many people were injured. Look at the players that played today. Look at the players that never played. Our squad is rammed of talent and guys waiting to get into this team, which is why I'm just like, you know what, it was a hit, but not like to say he's not talented. So yeah, did you do your hit or miss for Donny and NK ready? Or
yeah.
Matter.
Oh, you know what, Mata. Hearing you even say it was a hit or he had a good game even made me sick, bro. Hey, bro, it just make me sick, bro. What do you mean by he had a good game? Man, are you watching what we were watching? No, it was once again just like what you call it.
Pause.
Oh.
Pause. How come I say he made me sick?
Bro.
You know what? I don't know what.
I looked at NK's face.
Oh,
I looked at NK's face. Literally, he felt sick, bro.
Oh, talking about he had a good game. Like, were you watching the same game we were watching, bro? Look, when you watch today's game, yeah, you clearly know why we talk about energy in the midfield. Bro, he just couldn't run. He just looked like he was out of breath. He just couldn't run. He literally, when he had a ball, he was okay. But even that, his distribution was poor, positioning was poor because the game was so fast. It was just too fast for him.
Well, I think Mata had a better game than Donny van der Beek.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? And that's saying something. Mata doesn't play.
Go watch that game.
Think about the last time Mata actually had a decent competitive game, right? And this is, look, when I'm telling you, if I'm telling you that Mata had a better game than Donny was the guy that's got the biggest calls to be fighting. And
but you're talking about Donny ain't played for a long time. Donny ain't started the game for a long time too.
I know, but
and as I said to you
Mata's
today,
levels, bro. Matter's ambassador levels already. He's gone off.
Bro, watch the game today.
45.
Donny had more touches. Donny was literally running. Donny was doing all the running for Mata. And you know what? He was doing a two-man job in that midfield because Mata was just too slow to cover. When Mata pushed forward, he couldn't be in the middle. So today, Donny had to do a lot. He had to take on a lot of responsibility.
I agree. Like, I agree that he's not a guy that should be playing in that position that he's been playing in. Like, he's not that guy.
But he cannot play no position in this team no more, bro.
But this is my thing, right? This is my thing. Naturally, he's a guy that should be playing, in my opinion, where Bruno's playing. But for him to get into the team,
you talking about Van der Beek?
Yeah, Van der Beek.
Oh, yeah.
Not Matter, Van der Beek.
Okay.
Right? You said that Donny was doing all of the running for him, and it may have affected his performance, right? Donny Van der Beek's performance, if he wasn't being allowed to play his natural game because he's doing all of the doggy dog work for Matter. But what I'm saying is, like, this guy self-proclaimed said, you know, he can play in that position. And we all know it's going to be very challenging for him to get in that Bruno position, right? He has to find a place in that team that he can say, do you know what? Even if this isn't my best, I need to make this my own because they ain't no, you know what I mean? Like Pogba's managed to do left and do midfield, right? He needs to be able to find a way to say, I need to get into this team. And the reason why I'm just like saying it's a miss because, bro, this is a clean slate. It's a clean slate for Donny. I want this guy to do well. And he just didn't, he's not grasping.
But then, as I said to you, if you go and watch this game again, you will just see, especially today, when he had the ball, for example, in the middle, the options that was available to him was very bad. If you compare the game against Crystal Palace, for example, anytime Fred had a ball, the left back and right back made options on the wing. So all he had to do was just literally lay off there. Today, we didn't get that kind of like thing there. But even still that,
team, that has an impact as well.
Yeah, but even still that, in terms of like attacking, as I said today, his role in an attacking sense was very good. But defensively, he still need to work on it. Did he make a case to start? Did he make a case to start? No, he did not. But as time goes on and he get more chance and he improve defensively, he's going to get that too. But as I said to you, maybe if he played with a friend who was doing a bit of more running for him, he would have had less defensive duty to do. But he still need to work on that anyways, though. He still need to do that. But Mata, very poor, man. Hopefully, maybe I don't. January, just sell him January. Just let him go. Just let him go in January, Bob. Let him go, Bob. I don't even know what he's doing here, Bob. Let him go.
Yeah, it's a mad one. It's a mad one how he's still managing to ride out. But, you know, it is what it is. So let's move on then. So we talked about Donny. We talked about Mata, Lingard.
I would say he's a hit, right? And because I would say that because the way Rangnick wants to play football, he needs someone like Lingard in the team.
Did you say his performance today, based on his performance today, though, rather than his...
Yeah, but do you know what? I would say is not only his performance, right, but how he played shows that we need him in this formation. Because we really need someone that's super fit and will run. And Lingard will run. Like, you know what I mean? And just watching him, I think he will fit nicely in this formation. Obviously, he didn't do anything special. Didn't get a goal. But his link-up play wasn't too bad. More game time, he'll probably be a bit more comfortable with his, the driving runs he was doing at West Ham and stuff like that. But having the formation we have to have runners. It doesn't work without runners. And so that's why he's a hit for me, because I think he showed that he deserves not a starting place, but he deserves to have more game time, especially in this formation, because it kind of caters to the way he plays.
Okay, fair enough. NK, by the look on your face, I don't know what's going through your mind, bro.
NK is probably thinking, no way.
Bro, if you can read his mind, bro.
Edwin is starting to sound like these British pundits, bro. About he ran around and he deserved to be on it. Bro, you know what? After watching him today, yeah, I just said, look, don't offer him no contract. Let him go, bro. Let him go, bro. Because today, man, come on, bro. Oh, he's gonna fit. He ain't gonna fit nowhere, bro.
No, but the thing is, if someone like Rashford can start, right? Why can't he start? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because look, this is the difference. This is what I saw. I saw that we played an attacking lineup where he was the senior player in that team, and at the end of the game, I don't even know one positive thing he done the whole game. Attackingly, defensively, I didn't do that. Guys like Ahmed had more touches on the ball, were in positions to attack the ball than Lingard. Greenwood make a case for himself. Even Lingard made a case for himself. Lingard today, I don't recall one. I think the only thing I recall him doing was the attacking that started the goal. He gave the ball to Shaw, and that's about it. I didn't even know where he was playing today. I didn't know whether he was playing as a striker or as the 10. He was just all over the place, and he was, I don't know. But at the end of the today, I did not see anything for him to be even worthy to be on the bench, because I would rather have Greenwood or even or even Ahmed on the bench come Norwich, because I know when they come on, they're going to be more positive than he was. If he got on the bench here, it's going to be based on experience. If United are playing against Norwich and they need a goal, I don't even see the manager bringing him on, because from what he saw today, I don't think he's going to offer nothing. Because if Greenwood is on the bench and maybe say Elanga or Ahmed is on the bench, I would rather bring one of those two than bring Lingard, because today, I don't know. I feel like his mindset is just not there anymore. Today, he had opportunity. He didn't grab it. He just didn't grab it.
I'm not going to lie though, man. It's a lot of it psychological. Imagine you've had a fire season, right? On loan. You come back and they just they're taking the piss out of you still.
Man, you're a professional footballer, man. I don't care. You had the opportunity today. He messed it up. He messed it up.
I think for me, I think it was a miss. I feel like, again, Lingard's another big candidate to be, taking this opportunity, seizing this opportunity to put his case across to Ralph Rangnick, because it's a clean slate for him too. Do you know what I mean? And I see quality in Lingard. If I didn't see it before, I saw that he has quality when playing for West Ham. There's a way that Moyes got him playing. There's something that he got him doing that we didn't see today. We haven't seen, do you know what I mean, under Oli or whatever like that. So I feel like it's still early days. At the end of the day, it's still early days.
You know how it is, isn't it? You know what it is? Certain players are good in teams where they don't have, there's not that many other big names. Yeah. So at West Ham, he could flourish. At Man United, there's too many stars.
There's a lot of stars.
He gets lost in the mix, isn't it?
I mean, let's see, because if it is a mental thing, then we've got a football psychologist that's being recruited by Ralph Rangnick. If it is a clinical, as if it's a tactical thing or whatever like that, Ralph Rangnick is your guy, and he will work it out at the end of the day.
It is not a mental thing. You must have making excuses for this guy. It is not a mental thing, but Lingard is 28 years old. Well, he has had his time as United playing that. Is he ever going to start for Man United? No, he is not. He's just going to be a backup player, bro. He's going to always be a backup player. And for that, just move him on. Give the young boys a chance, bro. Man, I don't buy this. Let me go to West Ham.
I think it's too soon to be like, let's get rid of him right now.
He's 28. He's 28. You're going to give another 5-year contract and do what?
No. I just want to see more. Look, we've only seen a game and 30, you know what I mean? And we've only seen really a full 90 minutes from him, 2 games. What I want to see is come this time in, you know what I mean, February. Like, what are these players saying? Like, you know what I mean? Give them enough time before we start making rash decisions, because Ralph Rangnick, what we're seeing now is just the beginning, just the tip of what he's trying to embed in this team, how he wants them to play. Because he's even saying it in his interviews. He's just like, look, I told these guys to do this, like the whole pressing thing, right? They're doing the passing and the first line or second line, and his tactical talk you're saying, and then that man weren't listening. And he has to embed it in them. It's not like to say like raw, like if they don't perform in the first game, let's get rid of them. He needs to embed it.
Yeah, but look, all I'm saying is Lingard is 28 years old, and now he's going to be competing in a position that Bruno is going to play, Sancho is potentially going to play, and maybe Pogba going to play too, or whoever, even Ahmed potentially going to play too, Elanga going to play too there too, and he got 6 months left, and he's just trying to, what is he waiting for? He hasn't signed a contract. So personally, if he hasn't signed a contract, I'm not even going to give him the opportunity to go get ahead of someone like Sancho or a Bruno who are already on a long-term contract. And based on what he played today, man, he can run and chase chicken in Africa for all I care for, but he is down out here, bruv, man. Send him packing West Ham on loan, what do you call it, January. Let him go. Get 5 million, 10 million. Get some money off him, bruv. Get some money off him.
Well, let's move on swiftly, bro. Diallo. Amad Diallo. Look, Amad Diallo was a bright star when he got signed under Oli. Do you know what I mean? He was a bright star. He was one of our main attacking threats at one point. you know what I mean? And then since he's really been, left in the lurch, he's been disappeared. He got his opportunity again. It was exciting to see the young youth in the team, Diallo as well, especially because I just know that there's talent in that boy. And for me personally, when I was watching that game, Diallo gave a good account for himself. It wasn't the best performance, don't get me wrong. But what I did see is him being about, him being present, him trying to, his effort was there. And I would say it's a hit. I know he missed some opportunities and he did some silly stuff. But I think that comes with a bit of like rust. I'll put it down to him being a bit rusty, because one thing I know about Diallo, when I saw him playing earlier on when we first signed him, his decision making was really good. Like, we used to look at Diallo and one of our comments used to be like, he's got really good decision making. Like, he knows when to pass, he knows when to slip in a through ball. And today it was a bit off. So I would say for that reason, I'll put it down to a bit of rustiness. But overall, I would say I'll give him a thumbs up. What was your assessment on NK on Diallo's performance today?
It was a hit. It was a hit. I like what I saw of him. I think today, the whole team, to be honest with you, in possession, the whole team was very careless in possession today. A lot of them were making unforced errors, and I think he was one of them too. But he just wasn't him too. Even the midfielders, the attackers, they were just doing a lot of like unforced errors too. But this is a guy that hasn't played a game in almost, like, I think the last game he played was last season against Wolves. That was the last time that he actually played a game, and then he got injured and just kind of like came into. I think if it was one of those where he has been playing a few games, the first chance that he got, he buried it. He wasn't even going to try and pass that ball, because he got a ball, cut in, and then he was supposed to just do it for the left foot, but I don't know why he passed it. Maybe he hasn't played for long, trying to impress a new manager, so they didn't want to just shoot it and just say, hey, you should have passed it because they're there. But I think that's why if he get game time, the confidence will come. He will be much sharpness and everything. So that will kind of like come to. But I just fear that African Cup of Nations is slightly gonna rule his chances of having more games for United this season, because if we go to the African nations and then go a month or two, by the time he comes, he's gonna be behind the peak and all that too. But he still, I still see a future with him, especially when he get preseason, when he get going. But look, in a year time or two, I see him being part of like this squad, man. There's still potential in there.
Edwin?
Yeah, I would say he's a hit.
He's a hit. That's your guy. I know he's your guy, Diallo, bro.
Do you know what? The decision. No. Do you know what? I'll be honest, right?
Yeah.
So if he wasn't, then I would be. But like, there's many factors. He's been out. He's been injured. But do you know what? What I liked about him, he was positive, innit? Like, when he got the ball, he tried to run at them. You know, he made himself present. Obviously, there's a few times he's like where he should have shot instead of passing.
Yeah.
But it's game time, innit? So I would say, like, I think he's got a bright future, and I feel like we should keep him around instead of. And if we are going to send him on, he has to go to a team where he's playing consecutively. You know what I mean?
Competitive league as well.
Yeah.
I want to see him in a competitive league.
I would say that I echo what NK said about him going away may ruin his chances, but it may benefit him for the fact that if he does go to the African nations and he starts, at least he gets game time.
Mm-hmm. He won't start though. He won't start. Definitely won't start. That's for sure. Ivory Coast squad is very strong, but he's gonna hold bench over there too.
He'll get games.
He got game, but he gonna hold bench, but in a tournament like that, when they play like 3 good games and stuff, he gonna play, but
Diallo get games.
Well, ahead of who? Ahead of Pepe, Zaha.
Pepe's not really lighting it up right about now as well in terms of.
Yeah, I know, but then so is Ahmed. I mean, the thing is, all of them are not playing, and when it comes to tournaments, you always go with your experienced players. But he's gonna go, but he's not gonna hold bench. The first game,
he will get some game time though. Diallo,
if he start, I'll be surprised. Even when they went to the Olympics, he played the first game. By the end of the tournament, he lost his place in the team in the Olympics. But anyway. He's still gonna have a bright future, though. You know, he's still gonna have a bright. So I'm not worried about him at all.
I feel like he done all right.
Oh yeah, today he was okay. He was
about, and what I like to see is a guy getting in positions.
He got a lot of the ball.
Like, he got a lot of the ball. Do you know what I mean? Not hiding away, not being that invisible guy where you're thinking, what did they do? Like we were saying about Lingard and stuff like that.
But do you know there's other little subtle things I liked about him. He's not one of them young attacking players that are not afraid, that don't listen to, like, he drops back and helps defend. You know what I mean? Like,
And you
Like,
can tell he's a
see-
guy that listens to instruction as well. You can tell that if a manager says, this is what I want from you, that's what he does. He's a young guy, but what I see from him, he's got a really good, intelligent head on his shoulders. You know what I mean? Like he's a calm, down to earth guy.
You know
Not
what?
a guy
He's
that
got
gets
all
the
the-
ball and does all the exciting things like Ronaldo
Yeah.
used to be back in the days. Not to say they're anywhere near each other's.
Let's just say this: if he get more game time, like than Rashford did when he was young, he'll be better than Rashford at Rashford age now.
But you know what is as well, and it's about the coaching he gets. If he gets the right coaching, because like let's be honest, technically he's good. Like he's got good speed. He can dribble. Just coaching in terms of his decision making. Like if he gets the right coaching,
I think he already has good decision making.
I think today was just I haven't played for long. My confidence is not there. New manager, if I shoot instead of passing, they're gonna say, hey,
but
you should have shown
he's got. You know why I say he hasn't? You know why I wouldn't say too much. He's got good. I need to see it on a consistent basis. I haven't seen him play enough regularly to say because you got them players. Look at Makeda, bro. That guy came on and scored him with he's one of the best finishers in Man United. Then he wouldn't score again. So it has to be consistent.
All right,
cool.
I mean? Let's move on. Let's all agree then it was a hit. I think that was a correct decision. Elanga?
I feel like he was a hit and kind of missed. I don't know. To me, he disappeared for periods of the game. Like sometimes I'll be like, is this guy still on the pitch? But you know what? He tried. You know what I mean? Like he tried. But the thing is, I know he's so much better than what he showed today. I think he really he tried to. I think similar to what NK was saying about Diallo, like that they didn't want to do too much to give a reason for the manager to keep them out of the game. But I think he could have been a bit more courageous in the way he played, like run more because he's a good dribbler. He's fast. He had that one chance. I wish he buried it, but it's just unfortunate. But he done his job, so I'll just say he's. I'll say he's a hit. I'll just say he's a hit, but with more eye on the future. You know what I mean? I think he's got a chance to really. I think he's got a chance to really do well, but already I can see the separation between him and Greenwood already. You know what I mean? In the distance, he's probably got to cover, but yeah, I think with the similar with the more game time. And someone like him, it'll be nice for him to go out on loan. You know what I mean? Because I don't know whether he will get enough game time at Man United.
And I think this is what Ralph Ragnick is trying to assess, right? Who he keeps, who he sells or sends out on loan. So it was a good game for him to be able to get that visibility.
I feel like he gave a good account of himself, but seeing what he done in pre-season, I know he can do much better.
Yeah, 100%. And he's one that I really want to come good and do well. I want him to be like that rash, you know what I mean? That guy that came up from the youth system and the next one, do you know what I mean? Or one of them anyway. I want him because he's got the physical attributes. I mean, I'm saying he's got a build where, you know, he's lean, he's quick. Do you know what I mean? He's strong, he can dribble, he can finish. But it's just today's game for me, you know, it was a miss. I didn't feel like he done enough. He was one of those guys again that kind of went.
We also have to give, especially these young players, we also have to give up. This is their first Champions League game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pressure's real, isn't it?
The pressure's definitely real. But I mean, if you're going up against, when you're in the Champions League, we know what the Champions League is. It's the biggest stage, biggest tournament outside of, you know, Euros, World Cup, or all of these things. And you're up against Young Boys. Young Boys is a decent and organized team, but you can't really be going into Champions League and be getting any easier team, should I say? Do you know what I mean? Like this, if you're going to get that type of experience, bro, like entry level, no disrespect, is Young Boys. And you've got to, if you want to say you're a Man United player, you know, you're the one to consider for the future, you've got to be able to showcase against Young Boys why they should be calling your name for the first team sort of starting sheet. So for me, yeah, I mean, he made a few runs here and there. Do you know what I mean? I saw the interchange in him playing AMC at times, him playing striker at times. I think a lot of the players were doing that, but there was not one key area where I saw that he, you know, stood out. It's not. You weren't doing enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. It didn't really flourish, and for that, I'll say it's a miss. But I know I really want him to do really well. Him and Diallo, man, I want them to do really well. So hopefully, he gets an opportunity to at least go out on loan if he doesn't get into the starting lineup. NK.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hit, but all I'll say is that he played around, I say, 20 minutes against Crystal Palace, and then he played almost like I think 90 minutes today or so thereabout, and he done more in that 20 minutes against Crystal Palace than he done today. And I think today
he won Everton.
Yeah, I think today it was more about they just didn't have a lot of like leaders on the pitch to kind of like guide them, and they as young players had to take responsibility, and they haven't had enough experience to kind of like take responsibility on the pitch, in terms of like, hey, sometimes when you play with experienced players, they help you when to press, when not to press, what kind of position to do. They just kind of like, he just not matured enough or ready enough to be a leader.
Bro. We had Heaton there, we had Tellez. No, we didn't have Tellez. We had Heaton.
I'm talking about the attacking side of the game.
Mata, experience galore.
Oh man, get out of here, man, about Mata. But what did Mata do on the pitch, man? But I think he had that one chance which he should have scored, because that's one thing. If you have a quiet game like he had, and you had that one-on-one chance, he should have scored. So that one alone there.
I hope
very, very.
I hope that we don't turn into a team that creates more chances but become less clinical. Do you know what I mean? And I know,
but we've always been that kind of like. Apart from Ronaldo, we don't have clinical finishers in our team.
You know what it is? We was
except from Greenwood.
Yeah, Greenwood's clinical, but at times, like even against who was it against? Palace or the other way? I can't remember who it was.
Palace was half chances, but United have always been bad. Even and this is not this season. This started from last season. We get chances, but we can. Last season we were not creating enough. But when we did, it was criminal. Rashford was number one, missing chances. Rashford was number one. He was the worst at it.
We didn't create a lot, but when we got that one opportunity, maybe like a smash or grab, like more time, you're just like, I just think like, even if we didn't score, right, we just looked real close to scoring. Like you're just thinking, if that was Ronaldo or if that was Cavani in that position, that would have been in the net. But now I was looking at the game today and I was thinking, bro, like
today we had chances,
We had
Ahmed had a chance,
like
Mata had a chance, Lingard had a chance, and even the chance that he scored.
Yeah,
it's just one of those ones. But I don't know. He should have buried that chance too. He should have buried that chance. But I think based on today's performance, I don't know, if he doesn't make the bench on Norwich, he wouldn't have no one to blame by himself too. But as I said, with them, slowly but slowly, FA Cup is coming out. They should get an opportunity to maybe, if we are winning 2-3-0 too, the manager might throw them inside and everything like that. But when an experienced guy like Martial comes, would he go ahead of Martial? No, he would not. Not just yet anyway.
All right then, guys, let's wrap this one up quick, yeah, before we get into man of the match. So Greenwood, hit or miss?
Greenwood, he was a hit. He was a hit. He took his goal. That's one thing about a striker. We saw Ronaldo. He always played bad, but when he get his chance, he took it. Greenwood took his chance. I think when it came to the link-up play, he was a little bit off there, but all our attackers were very off because they haven't played together for a very long time. So he was a bit off. He just done one or two switch balls and everything like that, but he took his goal very good today too. Did he make a case to start maybe against Ronaldo? I'll probably go with him and Ronaldo out front instead of Rashford, to be honest with you, because at least he took his goal. So I would do that.
Edwin, do you agree?
Yeah, I feel like he was a hit. Look, as a striker, you get clinical strikers just need one chance. He took it really well. It was a difficult goal to take. He did some nice little plays into play. And he just drifted. I think after he got his goal, he just drifted around. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it was a hit. Like I feel like he could build a case to replace Rashford up front with Ronaldo.
Shit. I mean, I think he deserves to be getting his opportunity now. Rashford's not doing enough up front to.
But the problem.
Him starting.
But the reason why he probably will keep Rashford is because Rashford make those runs that Ronaldo won't.
But against Norwich, it will be the same team. Against Norwich, it will be the same team that play against Crystal Palace. That I know that for 100%. It will be the same team. Unless there's injuries, it will be the same team. I don't see no changes against Norwich at all.
I think the only time we might see it'll be interesting to see when Cavani comes back what Ralph Ragnick does there at that point. You know how he manages that situation when Cavani's back, because we all know that he's
remember Ronaldo and Cavani did play up front together. They look good. Remember that goal when they both got goals?
And I think they could.
Everybody was raping.
In the 4-2-2-2, in that 4-2-2-2 system, you can play Ronaldo and Cavani up top because you can still put in pacey guys. You can still put Rashford in behind them if you wanted that pace. Do you know what I mean? And Sancho, whatever you wanted to do, and then they can, spread out wide if they wanted to.
They won't do that, isn't it? Because it's where will Bruno play, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean Bruno as well. You can do a Bruno and you can do a Rashford. You can do a Sancho. You can do a Rashford. You can do a you can have fun with it, but ultimately, like, Cavani's not going to be playing every single game week in, week out anyway. So it's, at times you would have Rashford up top or whatever. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. I thought that Greenwood anyway was a hit. Yeah, like you said, it was very clinical. He did his job. And do you know what I mean? Like, he's a guy that you need to play him more. For him to be more sharp and more match fit, more sort of on it, he needs to be playing his game time. So I hope he doesn't be one of those guys that's a bit part. Hope he gets a lot more minutes and we see what he can do, man, in the starting lineup. So, guys, let's round this up. Look,
before I just want to say one thing I do like already quickly about this new manager is the fact that he's playing the same formation. Because what Solskjaer will do will bring a player on and it will change the whole formation. I think the only way the team could get used to the system if you keep on playing the same formation.
So they fit into his... Did you clearly say that you guys... You're coming into my ward, you're fitting into my system rather than me being like, I need to pigeonhole you in, so I've got to play this, whatever. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm glad about that.
Man of the match, Edwin.
Fire, man, without a doubt. I feel like great. You know what? For someone that doesn't play as much, that he commanded well. Obviously, he made his mistake. He made that mistake where, like, but apart from that, like, he was one of the main reasons why we didn't concede again. His positioning, his recovery, his blocking. Because, without that, we were kind of like a bit loose at the back, but he kind of like solidified there a bit. So I think he was the standout one in his position.
I think low-key, Eric Bailly's, one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. Like, for me, even with his mistakes that he does, I think he is one of the best centre-backs. He's got all the attributes. He's strong,
he's fast, he can tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's a bit nuts, but he's got all the attributes that you would require to be a successful centre back. So yeah, I'll call him my man of the match as well. And your worst performed?
My worst performed.
Do you even have to think about it?
Is that either Matic or Mata?
Is that who or who?
Matic or Mata.
You're going to leave Aaron Wan-Bissaka off.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Exactly right there.
Now, but do you know what? Matic gave the ball away in more dangerous position than Wan-Bissaka did, because this guy in the middle of the park just stood there and gave it away cash. No, I have to give it to Matic. He was the captain as well. He was moving too mad. Like, Wan-Bissaka is there as well, but I just forgot Matic was the captain. He was moving like this is his first game. Like he was a young guy and he was nervous. So I'll have to give it to Matic. But as a bunch, Wan-Bissaka had a poor game. Matic should have done more as well. But I feel out of them three, I'll go with Matic, me personally.
NK?
Worst one was Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me, to be honest with you. I feel like because he's a regular, this is the first time like in the team that his position has come under threat. And I expected him to do more to fight for his position back. And today he just let himself down, because he just let himself down. He just didn't do any case whatsoever to say, hey, I'm knocking on the door for competition. He just literally just gave the position to Diallo without a fight, in my opinion. Literally just gave it up. Best one. I mean, all the players had an okay game. So with me, I won't give it to any of the players that was on the pitch. I would give it to the manager, for it to be his second game in charge. No, look, for him to be his second game in charge, and to rest as much players as he did rest, to me, that's bold. A lot of managers will want to keep their winning record on to play the senior players, but he was just sensible, thinking about the next game to say, look, I'm going to rest all of you less than, because today it was a risk. It could have lost, and then people are going to say, oh, you lost your second game in charge and everything. But he wasn't even thinking about that. He was thinking about the overall team to say, hey, we got a big game against Norwich, so I'm going to rest all of you there. I'm going to give this kind of players a chance to kind of play. I don't care whether we win or lose and stuff like that. I'm looking ahead to the big challenge against Norwich. And that's very bold because, as I said, a lot of managers will play the senior team just so that they can keep their winning run on. And he didn't do that. So I'm very happy. And today, too, he would have learned a lot more about those guys that he might probably rely on as a sub to come on to. So that was very good, too, today.
Fair point. I think you already know my man of the match, which was Eric Bailly, but I think in terms of my worst performed, I'm probably going to have to give it to Jesse Lingard. He's a senior player. He's a guy that played in a position that he's familiar with. He didn't quite have a good game. You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we know about him to expect. We're not going to be coming out here expecting him to be whipping in crosses, getting assists for days. We've been seeing these performances for God knows how long, so it's kind of been BAU with him. Matic as well. The only reason why I won't give it to him is because he was playing in a position that may be foreign to him. He's played it probably at times, but he hasn't played it in a long while, being centre back. And then obviously he was the other one that was potentially in the running for worst performed. So it was Wan-Bissaka.
You said Mata play right though, didn't you say that?
Who? No, Matic. Sorry, Matic.
Oh, I was gonna say Mata. I was gonna say, ain't you the one who said that he played all right, bro?
No, Mata played all right.
Guy was taking free kicks like Ronaldo, bro.
But, for me, Lingard, you know what it is? With all these guys that you're saying gave the ball away and doing, like, these guys are visible, man. Like, it's annoying, yeah, when this guy, I don't even know if he was playing or not, bro. And that's what's...
Tell that to Edwin about, he got a future playing that system. Tell that to Edwin, bro.
No, but he does.
He looks disengaged at the minute. I don't know why.
No, look, I'm telling you, his book really analyze it. His performance is not any different to Bruno, but everyone just loves Bruno.
What did he do today? What did he do today?
No, but what I'm saying is that Bruno has had as bad games as Lingard, but no one says anything.
Well, I swear Lingard is older than Bruno, you know.
He's got credit in the bank.
Lingard is older than Bruno, right? I think so anyways.
Yeah,
I think so anyway.
Lingard's like 29 or something like that.
He's older than Bruno, bro. But then look at how Bruno acts, bro.
Bruno plays every game, and Bruno don't even play that lit. Like, I've been saying it before. Like,
Lingard's 28.
Look, without
his birthday.
And how old Bruno's like, what, 26, right?
Lingard's birthday is next week, so he's gonna be 29 next week.
Oh, well, that explains why he was playing like this today. He's getting ready for his birthday, bro.
No, but do you get what I'm saying? That let's be honest, without the goals and the assists, what Bruno's not even a good passer.
But let's leave this topic for another day, bro, because it can get a bit
okay.
long.
But all right, cool.
But look, guys, we gave an assessment. We ranked all the players hitting misses, and I think like ultimately what it shows is like Yellow had a good game.
Edwin is trying to change his West before to Maguire, bro.
It was quite lost.
Bro, Maguire's lucky he didn't play, bro.
Bro, I swear that.
You know why I gave it to Matic? Because Matic is playing where Maguire's playing. That's why.
Look, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, support the thing. Follow on Twitter at 99 Banter, Instagram at OT99 _ Banter Room, and TikTok at OT99 Banter Room, all one word. Peace.
Right, peace.